From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
At Napa Auto Parts, we know that trucks are as varied as their owners, from small imports and full-size pickups to vans large and small, even bigger rigs. If you own a truck, Napa has more of what you need than anybody. So no matter what truck you drive, we've got the part or accessory for you. Well, almost every truck. At Napa Auto Parts, you'll find the largest selection of different parts and accessories available anywhere, and the most knowledgeable people in the business. Great products, great prices, and great people. That's Napa.
It's your family road trip, your limousine, your business. It's what you drive. Take care of it at Point S Tire and Auto Service. For tires and expert service you can trust. Get to the point. Point S, expert service guaranteed.
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the nights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Trunk Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
Welcome to David Nielsen Memorial Field in Royal City, Washington. This is quarterfinal playoff action 1A. Washington State playoff action in your own Royal Knights versus the Omak Pioneers. So let's jump right in and talk about last week. I was not here. Riley and Mike were part of the broadcast team. Let's review what happened and how the Knights got here.
Yeah, Riley is part of the broadcast this week.
Hello.
He is cameraman, but he finagled a headset also. So
hey, I found one in the bag.
Who knows what's going to happen? So our normal camera lady. But if I refer to you as camera lady,
right,
it's only because I'm used to having a camera lady.
It's
so
loving,
don't
right?
take it offensively. Yeah.
And I have the soundboard. So
Yeah. Turn me off.
Riley, we did that broadcast last week. It was a home game here on a Friday night. It was Charles Wright Academy that came all the way over to play the Knights. What are your impressions now looking back on that game? What stood out to you in that game?
You know, one of the things that impressed me about the Knights is we came out just a little bit flat, a little bit. Things weren't really clicking at first. There were a couple of turnovers, both.
There was
both
even an
teams,
interception,
really,
right?
An interception.
Yeah.
There was a turnover on downs. But the Knights rallied back. They came back into it and became just the Knights that they've been all season. And so I think that if the Knights can jump into this game and really start clicking early on and get some plays going, not even necessarily some big plays, but just the run game, establish the run game, get some first downs, and just work their way down the field, I think that they're going to be fine. They're going to be able to score, and then the defense is going to take over, and the defense has been playing really well as well.
Yeah, you say they got a slow start, and they did, but it was still 53-0 at halftime,
Right.
and 64-7 was the final score, and so they definitely got it cranking. I predict up against a stiffer challenge this week against the Omak Pioneers. I don't know what you guys know about Omak, but they're undefeated. They're the number 8 seed, according to the WIAA seeding committee, and we're going to have the national anthem. So we'll listen into that, and then we'll pick up and talk a little bit more about the Omak Pioneers after. Okay. Pretty good crowd from the Omak Pioneers. You can see across the way there, they filled up the visitors' bleachers. We brought in some supplemental bleachers as well, and to make sure they had enough space. And it looks like they're starting to fill that space as well. In between, when they start announcing the starters, we'll go ahead and stop and listen into that as well. But
We're going to introduce the starting defense for the Pioneers.
This Omak team undefeated in the Caribou Trail League. It's always a tough league.
And they have size. That's the one thing they always have is size.
Average offensive line, 250 pounds, so definitely very big.
Number 7, Sky Romero. Number 8, Tony Marchand. Number 10, Joseph Avina.
They say this is starting defense. I believe this is starting defense for the Pioneers.
Tanner Hall.
Number 10, Avina, and number 11, Hall, were both two-way all-league selections in the Caribou Trail League. Not only are they defensive backs, but they're also running back. Hall, number 11, and Avina, number 10, best receiver.
Number 26, Joseph Butchko. Number 54, Tanner Sackman.
54 Sackman may be their best lineman. He's also a two-way all-league guy.
Caleb
Belongs to the coach.
Also the son of the head coach. That's right. The rest of the Pioneers, their head coach is Nick Sackman.
Nick Sackman's been their coach for quite a long time. In fact, we played a home-and-home with them quite a while ago, and when it was early on in his coaching tenure. Now, interesting thing to note about Coach Sackman is that when Royal won their first championship in 1996, went on the road to Omak, Sackman was the quarterback for Omak at the time. So not only is their coach, but he grew up there, he's played there.
Line number 64, senior Michael Perez. And we've got Jeremy Scroggins, the same team,
same idea
on our side. That's defensive line number 52, a junior Jose Medina. At linebacker, number 32, a junior, Kevin Reyes. At linebacker, number 6, the sophomore, Derek Ferguson. At linebacker, number 56, the sophomore, Eddie Jimenez. At linebacker, number 22, a sophomore, Avery Ellis. Second line for the Knights, all sophomores.
Sophomores.
At defensive back number 16, a senior, Tyler Allred. At defensive back number 8, a senior, Lorenzo Myrek. At defensive back number 11, a junior, Aldo Farias. And at defensive back number 13, a junior, Cooper Christensen. And the rest of the night. Head coach for the Knights is Wiley Allred.
Okay, so now we'll have some time to talk about Omak and what to expect from these guys. Like I said, so we still haven't had the coin toss yet. That's why I'm saying that's going to buy us a little bit of time. I am getting an update that Justin Jinks is telling us 9-7. Mount Baker leads Connell. I was told that Connell had an interception late and threw a fade ball for a touchdown. Late to close out the half, ended up 9-7. So yeah, there was a safety. I don't know
because we thought it was 7-0.
Yeah, so. I was told it was 7-0. I was assuming it was 7-0.
Yeah.
So, anyways, competitive game there as the captains for the Knights make it out onto the field. Omak, size for sure. Average 250 across the offensive line. Biggest guy is number 75. Comes in at 290. Smallest guy is number 56. He comes in at 225, and so pretty good size and athletic, not just big bodies. And they typically want to run the ball because of that size. They want to lean on the defensive line and run that ball. So that's going to be one big matchup to watch. Michael Perez normally is able to tie up at least two offensive linemen to give the linebackers an opportunity to kind of roam free and make plays. We'll see if they have to dedicate two guys to Michael this week as well. The other thing is Elliott Delay awful quick at the snap, and see if they're going to be able to get a body on him or whether he's going to be able to spend time in the backfield. They're going to prefer to run, although they are capable passer. The quarterback Black a bit of a dual threat. They'll run some speed option, but they'll also throw some deep balls. And so this is a much different game, a much different atmosphere than last week, where I think both teams pretty much knew that that Royal was going to come out the victor. Omak is a community that really, really supports their athletics, and you can see they've got a lot of fans here to support. Brought some Rooter buses and that sort of a thing. So we're expecting a great game. We're expecting this one to go. When I say go 4 quarters, obviously every game goes 4 quarters, but typically a lot of times our starters aren't in much past the halftime break. That'll be different this week for sure, as the Pioneers are here to keep their season moving forward as well. Looks like the Pioneers are going to receive the kickoff. The Knights won and deferred, which is the standard practice for Coach Allred and his staff. Any other thoughts, guys, before we get going?
No, it's exciting. I love this time of year. The Knights, when they have a good, successful team, a lot of times they're lopsided games, which are entertaining in their own way.
Right.
But nothing like playoff football with 2 good teams facing off. Loser goes home and goes on to basketball and wrestling season. The rest keep going on that quest for that state trophy. And that's kind of a goal for the Knights every year.
Sure.
But more than anything, this is the game I always expect the Knights to be in, that quarterfinal game. In recent years, it's been a long time since the Knights haven't been in a quarterfinal game. So here we are, and anything can happen once you get to this point.
Osvaldo Guerrero set to kick for the Knights.
Guerrero, as usual, set to kick. We'll talk a little bit about him at halftime. He's set some milestones, not only within the Royal program, but at the state all-time level.
All classification level.
Yeah. Back to receive, the deep guy is going to be 11, Tanner Hall. He's also will be the tailback.
Marchand also back there, number 8.
They're prowling.
They're prowling
got a lot of nervous energy right now.
So we don't want to go where it's going to get taken by Hall. It's going to bounce high. He does get the catch right about the 5-yard line. Sits right up that right side. Splits through a couple guys across the 20 out to about the 24-yard line. So the Knights contain fairly well on that return, and the Pioneers will start with their ball on their own. Looks close to the 24-yard line.
So the last little while, Guerrero has been kicking to that left side, and almost every time, in fact, the entire last game, it was either Tyler Allred or J.C. Worsham, or a combined between the two of them that had the tackle on the kickoffs, and same idea this time. Those are the first 2 guys to get up off the bottom of the pile.
Black is quarterback with Hall off to his right. Low shotgun snap, but handed off to Hall, and he's brought down. One man I see is Elliot DeLay, I think.
Elliot DeLay, also Medina back there. So those are the 2 tackles.
Dropping for a 1-yard loss, second down and 11.
A couple of the Knights in on that tackle for a 1-yard loss. It's second down, 11 from the 23.
Doesn't matter how big you are, if you can't step to the gap and can protect your gap, the Knights will have some inseams to control their gap defense. 3 receivers set to the right. Now we have motion. Snap goes to Black. He throws
got
down.
A wide open
way
man.
Blown coverage down the field. That's 25, probably a tight end. Gets across the 40 down inside the 35 down to the 31-yard line. So a blown coverage. 25, I'm going to guess, is a tight end lined up on the other side. They have him as a wide receiver, but
that's a tight end body.
That's a tight end body with offensive center speed, and quickly able to catch him down to that 31. But missed assignment by the Knights left him completely wide open.
Yeah, that's about a 45-yard gain. That's number 25, Jeremiah. No, that can't be Jeremiah Miller, who's listed as a 5'2", 100-pound freshman.
1st and 10 for the Pioneers on the Knight 31-yard line. Long count. And
They're going to get a penalty on Michael Perez jumping off sides. That was intentionally a long count, I think, just trying to deal with the anxiety of getting this game going. Michael Perez jumps off sides, going to give another free 5 yards to the Omak Pioneers. So the Pioneers quickly, after just a couple plays, have moved the ball deep into Knight territory. It's going to be 1st down and 5. They're going to spot the ball officially at the 26-yard line, left hash.
2 receivers near side to the left.
It's interesting, they got 2 receivers to the short side of the field, just 1 receiver way up top with a tight end on that upside.
Black takes a snap, hands off to Hall, and he gets out of the handles of Elliott DeLay, gets across the 25 down inside to the, we'll see where they mark it, but it'll be close to first down yardage.
Tripped up by Myrick.
Yeah, he's a guy.
About a yard short.
He's a guy he's a strong kid, and no matter where you tackle him, he's gonna fall forward.
Second down and short.
That's his second carry. The first one was for negative yards. That one's a short game, but enough to give them second down and very short after that offsides penalty by the Knights.
Black keeps up the middle, gets a first down just inside the 20 down to the 19 or 18, but enough for a first down.
Yeah, that was a designed quarterback run the whole time. He just ran behind Hall and picks up, what did he pick up, about 3 yards on that?
3
maybe
yards.
4?
They'll place it on the 19, first and 10 for Omak.
So technically into the red zone of the Knights. Not been the standard for the Knights this season to have their opponent in their red zone on their first drive.
Hall quick throws on that outside.
It's batted up
in the air by Eddie Jimenez. Did Eddie heat his hands on it? I didn't.
Yep.
That's what it looks like. And it's going to fall down, but Avery Ellis had a moderate chance at picking that up.
Yeah, Eddie hit it and then didn't know where it was. He spun around in circles saying, I know I hit that ball, but where might it be? He's not able to find it, but does a great job. Again, just a sophomore, and he's basically been starting for about 3 games or so after the Knights have made some defensive changes. One of those changes is to get Elliott DeLay back down in a down stance rather than outside linebacker, and it's been number 56 that's come in and taken his spot at outside linebacker.
Motion across the backfield. They'll fake to him, give to Hall on the cross to the far side. He does have a little bit of room. Brought down about the 15-yard line. He's going to get forward for about 4 yards.
Avery Ellis pulls him down from the backside. Hall's going to get, they're going to give him 3 yards on that.
Actually, they'll mark it at the 16. Just a 3-yard gain. Third down and 7. As you can see, 8:30 left to go in the first quarter. No score.
Yeah, I don't know how it's coming through on your screen at home, but definitely a foggy afternoon.
3 receivers set wide to the right. Wide side of the field.
Need to get some pressure here on Black.
Long count. Black takes a snap, gives to Hall right up the middle, and he breaks a few tackles. He's a strong kid. He gets down close to the 10-yard line. He's not going to get a first down, but it's going to bring up a fourth down in about 1 or 2.
Going to bring up fourth and short.
Elliott DeLay in on the stop for the Knights. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. And fourth and only a yard. And with this offensive line, size of this offensive line, they are definitely going to go for it here. So first big momentum play of the game.
Warn those down linemen that long snap count could be coming their way. But they're not. They're going to give to Hall, and he busts forward, and he's going to get brought down.
He's going to get it.
Right just across that, what I would call the
8-yard line.
The soccer line there on that yellow line. So it's going to have a first and goal from about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, picks up 3 yards. Needed 1, picked up 3. And this is great for Omak if they've got the Knights on their heels and they're kind of rock and rolling on this first drive.
He's just sneaking right through that defensive line, getting to the second tier, and able to get 8 yards in, and a touchdown for Tanner Hall and the Omak Pioneers.
Yeah, so the Pioneers put the points on the board first. And definitely have the momentum. The crowd is pretty excited. For 5, Davis is the kicker, but the quarterback is the holder, and they have thrown for 2 often during the season. Michael Perez gets through the line of scrimmage in a hurry, blocks that extra point attempt, and we'll see if that may loom large. A lot of games are won or lost by simple things like that. So big play by the defensive MVP of the league, Michael Perez, on the block for the extra point.
Knights Are behind, I should say. I usually say we're going, but Omak first on the board, 6-0. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Just like Royal Football beats up on opponents, Fielding Law Group beats up on insurance companies. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give Fielding Law Group a call and join a winning team. You've got a friend in Fielding. Go Knights. Royal Dairy, dedicated to making the world's best ingredient, milk, for one of the world's greatest companies, Dairy Gold. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Royal Dairy, or check out our website at theroyaldairy.com.
Omak takes what was it, about a 40-yard gain on that, a little bit of a blown coverage. It took the ball all the way down to the 31 and then methodically made 2 first downs and scored first.
Yeah, Hall had 6 carries. He was basically the workhorse other than that one pass play. Scores the touchdown.
Kickoff's going to Cooper right down inside the 5. He's heading around to this right side, steps up the middle, through the middle, spreads through a few guys, but number 85 is going to trip him up.
Houston's tackle.
Freddie Ortega.
Yeah.
For the Pioneers, trips up Cooper just as he gets through the middle of that, but it brings out a good return all the way out to the 35-yard line. The Knights will have good field position to start. Look at me right off the bat.
Settle down.
My teeth.
Oh, I don't want to hear about your dental work. I don't want to hear about your dental work.
A good start for them on their first possession.
Yeah, simple return right up the middle, some good blocking, and he was close to breaking it for even more.
Something tells me my phone's going to start going off right now. Play action to Marek. Steps up, and the pocket's going to collapse. There's too much time passed. And number 56 for the Pioneers gets up Caleb Richter, and big sack down at the 29-yard line, so a loss of 6. Caleb tried to step up into the pocket, and Richter was right there to meet him.
Yeah, Richter and the coach's son, Sackman, are the 2 defensive tackles, and they're big and athletic. The Knights are going to have to really do a good job making sure that they have the proper angles and get a body on them.
3 receivers to the wide, to the right. Derek Bergeson on the catch. A good block out front. Steps inside a couple would-be tacklers across the 40, all the way out to the 41-yard line. So a good, is that a 12-yard gain?
We'll see. It was, let's see where they move it to. Yeah, it's going to be a 12-yard gain. You're exactly right. He had a 6-yard loss on the sack, and then it's going to be 3rd down and 4 now here for the Knights. Ball at the 41-yard line.
Knights pack it in tight cluster on both sides. Haven't seen this formation this year yet. Play action over to Derek Bergeson. He can run it or throw it. He's going to run
some space.
First down yardage across the 45 out near midfield. They'll mark him about the 48, but a first down run for Derek Bergeson on that end around to the left.
7 yards.
That's the first I recall that double tight wing sort of formation for the Knights this year. I haven't seen that yet.
I liked it. It worked. Got the first down, moves the ball near midfield out to the 48. They're going to go from the right hash before to the left hash this time.
That same formation. Caleb in shotgun, looks to throw. Throws down that right side, wide open. Cooper Christensen at the 40. He's got speed, and he's going to get driven out of bounds. A good angle of pursuit by number 10, Joseph Avena. Now remember, he's one of their good receivers, so he's got speed just like Coop.
Yeah, he's not only an all-league offensive guy, he's an all-league defensive guy as well. Coop's going to get all the way down to the 24-yard line, so that's going to be 26, 27, 28 yards on that catch. So big play now for the Knights, trying to match what Omak did on their opening drive.
Caleb has Marek to his left, who quickly vacates in motion.
Empty backfield.
Looks to the left, lets it go across the middle. High, great catch by Derek Bergeson. He's still on his feet, down to the 10, and he gets knocked down inside the 10. It's going to be a first and goal for the Knights on a great snag high. The Caleb kind of had to throw it up over the impending defensive lineman was coming down on him to sack, and he got that ball out a little high.
17-yard gain on that one. So quickly he has 2 catches for 29 yards, and the Knights have the ball first and goal down to about the 7-yard line.
7-yard line, yeah. This time, Caleb flanked on both sides as Bergeson motions out to the right. Lets it go right at the last second. High in the air, and it's
going to be incomplete. They were battling for that ball. It was intended for Bergeson in the corner of the end zone. Who was the defender on that?
He won't turn to the side, so I can't see his number. But they were battling pretty well. The cameras got in my way. I couldn't see what was happening. I couldn't see if he turned and played ball or not. So if anybody had a complaint whether there was pass interference or not.
You don't have to turn and play ball, though, in high school. Your face guarding is not a penalty.
Yeah, but you can't run over him if you're not playing ball.
Right.
3 receivers wide to the left with Myrick on Caleb's left. They give to him up the middle, skirts through. Right at near the goal line, they would do it. The hands go up. It's a touchdown. Coop turned around and signaled. Then the ref turned around and signaled it.
Coop walked off long before the ref signaled. That's going to be a 7-yard touchdown run on Lorenzo Myrick's first touch of the game. So, boy, if this is the way it's going to be, we're going to have a high-scoring game. One of these defenses is going to have to settle in and really grind and put some work in order for this to, in order to take control of this game.
Now, is that Tyler doing the holding again?
Tyler is doing the holding.
Osvaldo Guerrero set to kick. Kick is up and good. 4:11 left to go in the first quarter. Knights return score, but get the extra point. Lead the Omak Pioneers by a score of 7-6. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Guerrero preparing to kick. Hall deep for Omak.
So we haven't talked about this too much, but all of the 1A quarterfinal games are all going on right now. Halftime, Mount Baker leads Connell 9-7, and we're hearing that early in the LaSalle-Linden Christian game, LaSalle has a 7-0 lead. LaSalle is the number 2 seed. Linden Christian's the number 7 seed. But a lot of people around the state are not buying LaSalle. They're picking Linden Christian to win. I think they may be taking...
I think they're taking the wrong side on that, but we're going to find out.
I certainly think they're not giving LaSalle credit. LaSalle maybe doesn't have the track record at the state level. You know, they're not a perennial qualifier. But I think it'd be a mistake not to take them seriously this year.
Hall returns that high kick from the 10 right back to the 21-yard line, or 26-yard line. 2 receivers left side for Omak. Long count again. Black takes the snap. Looks to fake.
Option.
And good fake, but not taken by, was that Eddie that came in on him?
Eddie gets the first touch on him. He slows him down and allows Avery Ellis to flow from the quarterback, or from the linebacker position to come up and make that stop.
Minimal gain, 1-yard gain after the 22, second down and 9.
They love that speed option, and they'll continue that relationship down the field and even pitch it late if they can. So they play it pretty well, but that time it was Eddie Jimenez who really got in there and forced him to turn back in and keep the ball, and Avery Ellis pursues scraping from that linebacker spot. We're going to have
referees
are forcing.
Or what?
No, I'm sure it's blood.
Oh,
I'm sure it's blood. We had a blood last week too, didn't we? We got a blood this week too.
This ground isn't soft out there.
Quick throw on that right. It's gonna
hit the ground.
I think that's falls incomplete. Pass intended for Marshawn. Or excuse me, is that 9?
No,
9
is
black. 8, Marshawn.
8 is Marshawn. Number 3 is Cardona. Could have been. These numbers can be. The numbers are actually aren't that hard to read if the jerseys aren't squished, but they get kind of rolled up sometimes and makes it hard to read. And obviously the fog doesn't make it easier.
Motion across the backfield. Black takes the snap. Play action to him. Throws across that inside. Off the intended, way off target. Way out in front of his intended receiver, Marshawn.
Actually, that was Davis, number 5, was the intended receiver out there. And, yeah, you're right. He wasn't anywhere near a completion there. Black not able to throw that accurately. It was pretty well defended. It was third and long. I'm not sure.
A couple guys up in his face, a couple Knights there just kind of getting
I think you're giving. I think those are excuses, Riley, and I'm not really a guy about excuses.
I just am trying to give the Knights credit where they're kind of, you know what I mean?
All right. 4th and long, so it's going to be a punting situation. And if I'm not mistaken, Davis is the punter. It's going to be Tyler Allred back to receive. The ball's nearly blocked, but
got it away.
He does get a high kick.
Right about the 40. Gets across midfield. Has a wall set up. Splits some guys. Turns inside. Watch out. He's got a good
hold on to that ball.
And he's got it down near the 10-yard line. Number, is that 87? 27 came down with a good angle to Tennessee Arsenega. And prevented a touchdown, but a great return all the way down to the 13-yard line. Knights will have a 1st and 10 on a very short field.
13-yard line, 1st and 10 Knights.
Great wall setup. I think Knights historically are just great return team. Just nothing.
Tyler did a good job of dividing up and splitting up where that wall was set up and then reading his blocks. Here we go. Caleb looks to throw, loops it down the middle, high, caught Cooper Christensen, touchdown. Great touch pass. He had to kind of jump up and throw it over a would-be tackler, and showed some real finesse. Cooper went up high and got it. Just like that, the Knights get another score on the board.
Yeah, that was, you got that punt return it's almost like a turnover, right?
Yeah.
It's almost the same as an interception or a fumble because you basically get the ball even deeper than where Omak had the ball, right? You basically flip the field, and then the Knights do a great job of paying that off. Great pass across the middle to Cooper Christensen.
Extra point good. 3:06 left to go in the first quarter. Knights lead 14-6. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the Knights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Truck Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
Hey guys, Micah Chen here from Cascadia Preps. Looking for the best coverage of high school football? Cascadia Preps is your #1 stop for all things high school football, team rankings, game analysis, and weekly podcasts from around the state. Visit us today at CascadiaPreps.com.
Scoring update, LaSalle had the ball ready to score, and then they missed a field goal. When they missed that field goal, it's basically the end of the first quarter, but LaSalle is leading Linden Christian 7-0. Also getting word that Deer Park is leading Montesano by a score of 7-0. Those games both kicked off at the same time as ours at 2 o'clock, so they're probably in about the same spot near the end of the first quarter. Connell and Mount Baker, I think, still in the halftime break. Mount Baker leads that one 9-7.
Ozzie trying to get that to the corner. Hall ends up letting it bounce, and it just goes out just short of the goal line, so that they're going to have good field position out to the 35-yard line on that kick out of bounds.
I think the night crowd is feeding off the energy of that Omak crowd, and I think we've got some pretty good energy right now in the stadium.
It's good. We always don't know how to cheer till late in the year, so. Long count again. Black's going to hand off to Hall. And he's going to get right down. No, got to give credit to that. And I think that is Derek Ferguson.
Yeah,
good job slicing in from that other side. And good sure tackle.
They're going to give him
1
a
yard
1 yard gain. That's 7 carries for 24 yards for Hall. He does have the lone touchdown for the Pioneers. Going to be a strong formation to the left, a tight end and a slot receiver, both to that side. They're going to run speed option to the other side, try to get the ball to Hall in space.
They do. They flick it out to him wide. He's going to get across the 40. He does get out to the 42-yard line. It'll bring up a third down and about 3 or 4. They mark it at the 41. So a third down and about 4.
So they're going to give him 5 yards on that.
Good tackle by Cooper, but like we've talked about, he's just such a good running back. He's falling forward the whole time, so Cooper hits him and trips him up, and he falls another 3 yards forward. Good job by Cooper.
This is a big play right here for Omak. They've got to really get first downs here. They can't give the ball back to the Knights this quickly.
Give to Hall.
He's going to be bottled
in the
up.
middle. No gain or very, very minimal gain will bring up a 4th down and over 3, and we'll see what they decide to do here.
Yeah, they're going to give him a 1-yard gain, but you've got to punt this ball.
You do.
I don't know that they are. It looks like they're calling a play here.
They're calling a play.
This is a little bit of a riverboat gamble right here, if you ask me, from Coach Sackman and his staff. 4th down and 3, and if the Knights stop him here and get the ball in good position, that could be serious trouble for the Pioneers.
Don't jump off sides. And they're going to fake the Hall, and he keeps it, and he's going to get drilled.
He's going to
get hit for a loss. The Knights are going to turn over. We're going to call that turnover downs. Our first valet transportation turnover of the game.
Sure, let's do it. Who's going to stop us? Was that Hall, or was that the quarterback that kept it?
A big enough play on 4th down like that, that it really does have the equation of a turnover. And Knights have the ball at the 42-yard lines of the Pioneers. When the Knights have played the Pioneers in playoffs before, there's been this where a big team methodically drives down and scores, takes a lot of time off the clock. The Knights go bam, 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 score, come back, score. Let's hope that's the way, at least for the Knight fans listening, that's what we want. And we'll see if the Knights can quickly take this short field and convert it into points as Caleb looks to loops it to the right, and a good adjustment. And Tyler he stopped and had to hop up and ends up falling incomplete, little over the top. He kind of
threw it out of his hand funny a little bit, I think.
Kind of, it's cold, and I don't know. I guess we're talking excuses again, but got to watch myself. Falls incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
You got to watch yourself because
Michael jump on you. Michael jump on you. 2 receivers to this wide side of the field. Christensen gives to Myrick. Steps in and out. Good block. Gets across the 30 to the. They're going to mark him at least right at the 30, but that's going to be 1st down.
Eventually brought down by Davis, but it's a 12-yard gain. Just the 2nd carry for
Myrick.
Lorenzo.
I almost said Alex. At least I paused this time. His other carry was a touchdown, but there's a 1st down conversion
and
there.
And when Eric carries the ball in the future, we'll be calling him Lorenzo.
I'm sure we will.
Again, the handoff to Myrick. He has room to run on that right side, turns in, and a flag comes out at the last second, and there's going to be some dumb downfield blocking
My
call.
guess is there's going to be a holding call. We'll wait and see, but it was downfield, so it won't be a net 10-yard penalty. Looks like the holding probably happened 6-7 yards downfield, if that indeed is the call.
Yeah, almost 8.
They are talking to the Pioneer captains, so clearly it's against the Knights. Knights have backed up their huddle, but the penalty flag is on the 22-yard line. The line of scrimmage was the 30, so that's 8 yards down beyond the line of scrimmage. If it was just a simple holding call, then it'll result in a net of a 2-yard penalty against the Knights and be 1st down and 12.
It's always remarkable to me how they can throw that flag from so far away, and they never seem to readjust it.
Well, the problem with that hold is we'd have to probably watch on film. In real time, I couldn't tell if that hold basically impacted Myrick's ability to break loose or if Myrick was going to get what he was going to get regardless. But 1st down and 12 from the Knights. Ball's going to be pushed back to the Pioneer 32-yard line.
Elliott delay in the backfield. Play action to him. Going to loop it up high to Cooper. We'll see if he can get it. And it's right there. And it just gets knocked out at the last second. He didn't quite get high enough to take it out. And the coverage by
number 7.
That is Sky Romero. And he was able to get his hand in there and pull it out of Coop's hand right at the last.
Mark my words.
They'll go
That's
again.
not the last time we'll see that play.
No.
Cooper's got about 5 or 6 inches, maybe 7 inches on Romero. Had him isolated, And probably if we could have got a little more on that ball, a little deeper, probably would have been an easy touchdown.
Yeah, he just didn't meet it at its very highest point, and Romero able to get his hand in there. This time, throw it out, catch it to Derek. If he can make this guy miss, which he does,
balance!
And he pushes it. What a great play! Step inside. He's still on his
Hold
feet
on to
inside the
that
5.
ball.
He wants to score. Oh boy!
He bobbled the ball, but it went out of bounds.
It went out of bounds, but he's going to be down, and he wanted that score really bad. But he didn't quite get it, but we're going to have a first and goal for the Knights at the end of the first quarter. Knights lead 14-6. We'll be right back. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Hard work, determination, team spirit. These are all qualities that put a winning team on the field. And the folks at Saddle Mountain Supply know something about a winning team. For over 30 years, Saddle Mountain Supply has worked hard to provide the highest level of service to the local community. They are determined to offer the best quality products at competitive prices. And they boast one of the top teams in the ag industry, ready to offer a helping hand or timely assistance. From bookwork to fieldwork, from accurate applications to reliable recommendations, Saddle Mountain Supply is committed to using the latest in technology and training to attend all your agronomic needs. Check out our website at www.performanceag.com for the latest in industry trends and market prices. Saddle Mountain Supply at performanceag.com. Quality you can count on, performance you can plan on. Navigating the paperwork mountain that can come with hiring a large temporary work crew can feel overwhelming. Taxes, fines, fees, there's a lot to remember. The guys at Rangeview Ag Labor are ready to help you with all your ag labor needs. Picking, pruning, weeding, harvesting, they'd be happy to help. You can reach the Rangeview Ag office at 509-488-5099. Fully licensed and insured, they have services available to farmers all around the Columbia Basin. Rangeview Ag Labor, 488-5099.
Well, we're waiting for the officials. Both teams are over there ready to play, and the officials are taking the most casual walk to the other end of the field that I've ever seen. It's going to be a 31-yard catch now that they spot it to the 1-yard line. 31-yard catch.
Receivers wide left and right. Myrick right behind. And it looks like, did Caleb just keep that?
Caleb keeps it, and he's going to be in for the touchdown.
He'll keep her over that little right side. Is snuck to that right. Touchdown for Caleb Christensen.
First play of the second quarter.
Long count as we're going to get them to jump over the line.
Penalty marker down. It's going to be encroachment on the defense. Going to move it a yard closer. This always tempts Coach Allred to go for 2, but I think, I think at this point of the game, they're going to go for the 1 and try to keep ahead. So.
And the kids have a little bit, if they see something, they have it, you know, they do have the authority, so to speak, of calling that fire play. But this kick's going to go up, and it's going to get blocked. And if Coach sees something on the huddle film that we have a breakdown in protection, then he maybe will go for 2.
Maybe he will.
Knights, the score stays at 20 on the missed extra point at the beginning of the second quarter. Omak still 6. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
I'm here to tell you about the new Texas-style smoked beef brisket sandwich from Subway restaurants. Well, those boys figured if they were going to do brisket, they were going to do brisket right. This sandwich is loaded with tasty, tender barbecue beef brisket. There's only one way to describe it. It's barbecue done blowed up. The new Texas-style smoked beef brisket sandwich. If you don't get yourself some of it, well, you're just not living right. Subway.
It's your family road trip, your limousine, your business. It's what you drive. Take care of it at Point S Tire and Auto Service. For tires and expert service you can trust. Get to the point. Point S, expert service guaranteed.
Scoring updates, Deer Park leads Montesano 7-3. Montesano kicks a field goal and draws a little bit closer. And Linden Christian scores against LaSalle 7-7. LaSalle, Linden Christian all knotted up.
Good high kick taken right about the 10-yard line by Hall. Heads around out to that other side. Sees a little bit of seam up the middle. Gets across the 32, the 31 or 32-yard line. So pretty good return. But the Knights keep it contained to a large degree.
A few Knights there. Bergeson and Myrick. J.C. Worsham in the mix there a little bit. But
Down at the 32-yard line.
to the 32-yard line. They had better field position last time when we kicked it out of bounds at the 35. So it's not exactly what you would want. But hearing Deer Park now is up 13-3 with 8 minutes left in the half. So Deer Park, is that right? Yeah, 13-3. Deer Park with 8 minutes left in the half. And so that Montesano team was picked as the heavy favorite to beat Deer Park on their home turf.
1st and 10 for Omak. The give on that
Nothing.
motion to number 3, Anthony Cardona, brought down quickly by, is that Avery Ellis coming out of the backfield?
Lost a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Avery, or I think that Elliott was coming up.
Elliott
off the
could have been
bottom of
there too. 2nd down and 11 on the yard on the tackle for loss.
Yeah, another tackle for loss. Elliott DeLay last week had 5 tackles for loss.
Wow.
That doubled his season average, and he took the lead on the team for tackles for loss. The next closest, Kevin Reyes and Jose Medina, each have 8. See if the Omak Pioneers stick with their game plan here, or if they get out of schedule and try to do some things that they're not used to.
The give to Hall is going to be met right again at the line of scrimmage. He's not even going to get that yard back. No gain, 3rd down and 11.
That's 10 carries for 30 yards. He started out really tough on that first drive, and then since then the Knights have been able to neutralize him to just a 3-yard per carry average. 3rd down and long, and like I said, the Knights trying to get Omak kind of out of system here, where out of their natural rhythm. 3rd down and long is not their natural rhythm. We'll see if they try to put the ball in the air or keep it on the ground.
Looks to throw. Lefty gets flushed
Here
out
comes
to the
pressure.
left, and he's going to throw. It's going to bounce incomplete.
Yeah, I think
he went out of bounds and came back in, so that's what I think that flag's going to be about. What do you think, Mike?
I didn't even notice that, but
there's a flag, so it could be, it could be pass interference.
I doubt that it's pass interference. Usually, though, the hat comes off if they went out of bounds. So I don't know if one of the Knights could have held him as he was trying to get back to the ball. Looked to me like Black was clearly trying to throw it away. I don't think he thought there was any chance he was going to get it to the receiver. He was just trying to avoid taking the big sack. We're waiting for the white hat to give us some sort of an indication.
They're going to say defensive.
They are going to call a defensive pass interference. Wow, big break for the Pioneers, as that'll give the Knights, give the Pioneers a 1st down, 15-yard penalty. They had 3rd down and 11, and that's going to be enough for them to pick up the 1st down. So that is a huge break. I don't think there was any chance that receiver was getting back to that ball regardless.
No.
I may be wrong, but maybe we'll see it on film, but it didn't look like it to me. It looked like to me Black was just throwing it away.
Ball on the 46-yard line. Omak, new set of downs.
Speed
Black
option.
Flush, gets it out, good block, and a good move, but a even
Great
better
open field
tackle by Cooper Christensen. Very much minimizing Hall's effectiveness. Well, I'm going to say no gain.
No gain whatsoever.
2nd down and 10.
That speed option is something they depend on to be able to get 5-6 yards when they need it. And if the Knights can shut that down, if there's certain facets of the game the Knights can start shutting down for the Pioneers, then it's going to obviously bode well for the Knights. 2nd down and essentially 10 for the Pioneers.
3 receivers wide to the left, up top of your screen, motion across the backfield. They will fake to him. Black keeps it, and Elliott sneaks around the backside. He was there, but also the Knights on the right side of that defense. But boy, he can get right down that line quick.
That's the thing is he gets in the backfield. He gets in the backfield and then scrapes down that line.
Yeah.
Just like a linebacker scrapes down the line on their side of the ball. Elliott gets on the other side of the line of scrimmage and scrapes down the backside and makes a big play there for the Knights.
Minimal gain, 1 yard gain, 3rd down and 9. Again, they'll send 3 receivers wide to the left, 3rd and long.
Tight end to the right. The Knights will want to make sure they keep an eye on him. He's going to stay in the block.
Black throws it across that left side.
Intercepted.
It's easily picked by, that's Tyler Allred. No, that's Cooper. Which one is it? It's
Tyler.
Coming on that far side. Still on
no penalty flags down, and he's going to outrun that tight end, and he's going to make it into the end zone.
Touchdown.
That's about a 60-yard return. It looked like he caught it on about the 40 to me.
Coach
And,
puts one finger up. They're going to go for one. And a great, I mean, there wasn't an Omak receiver close.
No, he threw
I don't
that
know what
short.
that was going to.
Yeah, I don't know.
And like you say, that is not the position that Omak wants to be in, third and long like that, because those sort of things can happen.
Looked like to me like Tyler was the intended receiver almost, right?
Yeah.
See if the Knights do a little bit better job here keeping the Pioneers out on this extra point attempt.
That left side caved in, so keep your eye on that as the extra point's going to be up and signal good. 8:31 left to go in the first half. Knights lead 27-6. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com. Thanks, Slag, again, for giving us a little more RAWK rock on our Royal Knights fight song. Guerrero. It's a heavy ball today. It's only getting down to about the 5. Falls out of his hands. He's going to be able to pick that up, but he's going to have a bunch of Knights around.
Those can always be dangerous.
Yeah, can always be dangerous. Rolls all the way out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. As soon as I said he'll pick it up,
that's always dangerous.
Always dangerous.
Why is it dangerous? Because the kickoff coverage team gets excited and they converge and get out of their lane sometimes because they think that there's a big play to be made. And instead of being disciplined and staying in their lanes, a lot of times they'll get out of position and create some creases. That time, Lorenzo Myrick grabs a hold of him, doesn't ultimately bring him down, but makes him drag him for 2 or 3 yards so the rest of the Knights can get there. First down and 10 from the 31-yard line.
Give to Hall.
Nothing.
Collapses.
Negative.
Carlos Garcia.
Oh, the ball comes loose.
Ball's out.
What ruling are they going to make? The official's going to give them the fumble?
Let's get I mean, the Knights think they have it.
Officials are still waiting to make a decision. The problem
it.
is no officials were in good position to see that.
Night ball.
They do.
Wow.
And another Valley Transportation turnover of the game.
Wow, the 2 Valet Transportation turnovers in a row. Hall picks up about 2 yards, but then the ball's jarred loose on the tackle, and the Knights going to have another short field. The ball's going to be at the Omak Pioneer 32-yard line. So after Omak came down and scored on their first possession and took the lead, the Knights have really wrestled that momentum away in a big way and have a chance to really put this game potentially out of reach here.
3 receivers down low on your screen. The give to Marek. He follows some blockers.
Driving legs. They don't blow the whistle. He's going to get 2 yards.
Get a couple yards.
It's just his 3rd carry. And they're going to give him 2 yards. He's got 3 carries for 21 yards and a touchdown.
Ball at the 30-yard line. 8 minutes left to go in the first half with a 27-6 lead.
14-9. Connell leads Mount Baker at the start of the 4th quarter. Holy cow, Connell, go to get him.
Way to represent as Aldo just gets out. A great block by Tyler Allred.
Another good block by Derek Ferguson
He's
up
going to get
top.
out of bounds about the 10-yard line. Some really great blocking out in front on that play.
The ball was at the 30. They're going to put it all the way down to the 12, so 18 yards for Aldo Farias.
Some real trust by Aldo as he caught that ball, as Tyler was just able to sneak that block in out in front of him. What a great play.
Nobody picked Connell to be.
I
thought they could be competitive,
hopes.
and it's still the start of the 4th quarter, and it's only a 5-point lead. Anything can happen, but Connell Eagles are really ripping it up down there defensively, slowing down a Mount Baker team that hasn't been slowed down very much.
2 receivers wide right for the Knights. Christensen, high snap, brings it down, hands to Myrick. Splits the defensive line and gets it inside the 10 to about the 9. He'll get a few yards.
Looks like he's probably going to get 3
yards. 3-yard gain. 2nd down and 7.
6 yard per carry average for Myrick.
The Knights can get a first down if they get down near the 2-yard line. But they can just score, too, if that's fine with me.
Well, yeah, I think that they should just score.
Let's do that. 3 receivers
If we
set
get a
wide
vote.
to the right.
Isolation to Cooper.
And it's caught. What are we going to see?
They
Where's
are
the
going to
ref?
say he was out of bounds.
I think his right foot was out of bounds when he did. If he could have kept the right foot up in the air as he came down, he might have been able to sneak that in. There was a ref in good position.
Yeah, you got to respect that call.
3.
He was in good position. That was against their number 1 coverage guy, Avina. And
there's at least 2 guys there. I thought maybe there were 3 guys in coverage on that play. So
Cooper comes down with it, but his foot, he's not able to tiptoe the sideline. His foot goes out of bounds. Bring up 3rd down and 7 now for the Knights.
Cooper down on your left. Allred and Bergeson up top on the right. Looks to throw on that right side.
Slant.
Caught by Bergeson. He stays on his feet. He wants to score really bad, and he's going to get it. Touchdown, Derek Bergeson. What a great effort. He's not going down today.
No, he's not. That's his 4th catch for 69 yards, so he's the leading receiver, and he's finally got his touchdown.
I need to clarify. I said that as though he goes down any other day, but boy, he's been able to stick that other offhand down and stay on his feet on a would-be tackle.
You're right. That's at least 2 times we've seen him be able to use that offhand to balance himself and continue moving down the field.
Guerrero extra point up. And good. 6:21 left to go in the first half. Knights extend their lead to 34-6. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
Ode to the new Subway flatbread sandwiches. Took Subway to make a flatbread sandwich great, light, airy, and fresh toasted till its flavor reaches the towering peaks of Mount Delicious. This flatbread sandwich has the mammoth-sized taste to plug whatever hole your appetite's got. Try a big, bold new steak and bacon melt, or put on your fancy pants and try the new chicken Florentine with spinach artichoke spread. Only at Subway. Subway. Eat fresh. For a limited time at participating restaurants.
High kick again, taken right about the 12-yard line.
Got
All looking to go in and out. Makes a few guys miss, but he's a good runner. Runs hard, and he's going to get bottled up and stopped right about the 28-yard line.
Okay, so here's the interesting about that Connell game. That game is being played in
Connell.
In Moses Lake.
In Moses Lake, that's right.
It's being played in Moses Lake, and
that's right.
They started at 1 o'clock, so they're farther ahead. They're in the 4th quarter. Connell leads 14-9 over Mount Baker, and the winner of this game plays the winner of that game. So if the Knights are able to handle their business and Connell holds on, then we probably have a rematch in the semifinals
in Moses Lake.
Probably in Moses Lake. Of course, plenty of football left to be played for both teams.
2 receivers up top. Black hands to a new running back. I got to see what number that is.
Derek Bergeson stands him up in the hole and knocks him back.
Callahan Gravel rock solid in the game
absolutely.
right there.
He's going to be a tackle for a loss or at least a no. Oh, they're going to give him a half of a yard. That was number 26, Bushko, on his first carry.
1 yard.
He's going to get 1 yard.
2nd down and 9 from the 30.
And again, to stay in system, the Pioneers need to stay in system, which means they need to pick up 3-4 yards on this play, give themselves a 3rd down and manageable.
Knights bringing extra man, four men right now. Kevin Reyes up on the line, and he's going to sprint
option
out to the left. Hall not going to get away from Derek Bergeson. Playing really well today, offensively and defensively.
Just when it looked like Hall was going to get the corner, Derek Bergeson just scrapes to the outside beautifully and limits him to just a 2-yard gain. That's 13 carries for 34 yards for Hall so far here in the first half.
3rd down and 7 for the Pioneers.
Clock
at their
is
own 32-yard line.
Clock is running and is not the friend of the Pioneers at this point, as they really don't need to get some points on the board to close out the half. They do have all 3 timeouts. In fact, both teams still have all 3 of their timeouts.
Again, that 2-receiver set.
Screen
Quick
pass.
throw by Black out to number 10, who's hit the ball's on the
loose.
ground. And the Knights have it.
it.
And the Knights have it. Complete to number 10, Joseph Avena. And he's popped right at the end. The ball comes out, and I didn't see who jumped on it. Did you see who got it?
I did not.
It might have been
If you're watching at
Jose
home.
Medina, actually.
Coming all the way across,
Yeah.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's boy, there's been a couple turnovers now that the Pioneers really shot themselves in the foot. We talked about them needing to get these 4-yard, 5-yard, 6-yard gains. They had it right there to Avena, and he just was not able to hold on to the ball when he got hit. Knights with a short field.
Cooper Christensen up top, all by himself. Play action.
Good
Gonna throw it to
pocket.
Coop, and it's caught. And
Is he
he's
going to
going
get
to
in?
score.
Victimized right there.
Right there. I saw that isolation up there, and I thought, boy, they're going to get him on that post, or they're going to do just a straight vertical. And they did a little bit of a skinny post. Good ball delivered, good catch, good speed. Quick touchdown for the Knights. And once again, Omak score first on a methodical, long time exuding drive. And then the Knights able to just punch. Much like, I can't remember what year it was. Was it 2000?
No, it was 90. Well, I can't remember.
It could have been 96 team, actually.
96 was the first.
Yeah.
Extra point up and good. 4:31 still left to go in the second quarter. Knights extend their lead to 41-6. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
The great thing about an old truck is you can treat it like an old truck, which is exactly why you got a truck in the first place. It's not old, it's broken in. So keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how. That's not gonna buff out.
Well, the Knights have had a strong showing ever since they gave Omak the opening touchdown. They've gone to score 41 straight points with a combination of interceptions and fumbles and big plays by the defense. They've really put Omak in a hole. We have 4.5 minutes left until halftime. The Pioneers really got to try to figure out something here. Getting a scoring update, Linden Christian now has taken the lead at halftime, 10-7 over LaSalle. So that is an interesting game.
Oh,
nice run.
Short kick, and he will not go down. 14 will not go down. He's still on his feet. It's out near the 30-yard line, but we have
a marker down. And it might be a sideline warning. It might be a sideline warning. I'm curious to see. Yeah, 14, Fletcher. He's a junior, 5'8", 180-pound junior, working hard, trying to do his part to try to get the Omak Pioneers a little bit of momentum.
So we'll see what the call is. If it is a violation, then it's just a warning, and then it becomes a penalty.
They're talking to our captains. What could that be?
My eyes were downfield.
But the penalty marker is
all the way
15
back
yards away from where the tackle happened.
My eyes were down there watching the action, and it's at the 46-yard line. It's only what would you say, 14 yards past where they kicked the ball.
Yeah.
So something happened
It must be
at
like
the
unsportsmanship or something.
Something between the front line of the Pioneers and the attacking kick coverage team of the Knights, a hold or something.
14-9 Connell, 9 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, Connell has the ball on their own 20-yard line is what we're being told. 14-9.
Illegal contact?
Half the distance to the goal, so that is not good for the Pioneers. They continually having a difficult time sustaining drives and having penalties like that push them halfway back. Not what Coach Sackman is looking for.
1st and 10.
4 minutes, 17 seconds left in the second quarter. Hall in the backfield next to Black. 2 receivers going to be in the formation to the right. 1 way out, spread wide left. Tight end is going to be on the left side of the formation. Knights stay in a 3-man front.
Motion across the backfield. It will give to number 10, splits the defense, still on his feet, but he's going to get brought down behind by Elliott DeLay, but not till he gets out to about the 34-yard line. Number 10 is Joseph Avena. He's got a lot of speed.
Brings him down after he gets to the
19-yard gain.
The 34-yard line, first down.
Yeah, I said 39. It's the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. So they get those yards back right off the bat.
Elliott DeLay from his defensive tackle position continues to pursue and bring him down. And outside of that big pass play on their first drive, that's definitely the next biggest play that Pioneers have had. Gets them out of the shadow of their own goal
Yeah,
post.
we're going to have a false start here. We had motion and another man move, so a motion penalty at least. Unless the Knights jumped across, we will see, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
No, I don't think so.
Those of you watching at home, remember you do have the ability to have instant replay if you so choose. Just slide that viewer bar back a little bit and you can watch a play again if you choose to.
5-yard penalty against the Pioneers, going to move them back inside their 30 to about their own 29-yard line. 1st down and 15.
1st and 15 from the 29-yard line. 3:37 to go in the game. First half.
Same formation as before. 2 receivers out wide right, 1 to the left, tight end to the left.
Black takes a snap, bobbles it a little bit, has to lob it over, and it's going to get brought down quick by Avery Ellis. They want to say it's face mask.
What's the penalty?
They're saying it's a face mask. The kid jumped up and said a face mask, but I'm not sure he actually really touched his face mask.
And then they should discuss this, because I'm not sure that that's indeed the case.
I don't think so. He leaped up over.
They're going to call it, though. These officials never... It's been years since I've seen one of these Columbia Basin officials.
Well, you at home, slide it back, see if you had any contact there, and we'll find out. Regardless, it's going to be
5-yard?
5-yard penalty.
It's just going to be the 5-yard penalty. Okay. So
incidental.
It's going to be then ultimately going to result in about a 2-yard total gain.
Yeah. Did you tell me that
was Hall, the receiver?
High school's the only one left with the incidental face mask call?
Yes.
Every other division,
it's nothing
15 yards.
Or nothing.
Or nothing,
right?
Yeah. So if it's kind of a little incidental contact, they don't call it at all.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. It takes that judgment out of it. The subjective nature of it, I suppose. But I suppose still there because you can call it or not call it. 1st down and 12.
Opposite formation this time. 1 receiver to the short side of the field, 2 to the wide side. You're going to send a guy in motion. Drop back to throw.
A lot of time.
Pressure's
going to get flushed out, and he lets it go, and he has the safety valve, Hall, and he does step out of 1 tackle right off the bat, but Elliott DeLay brings him down after about a 4 or 5-yard gain. Where will they mark it? 36-yard line, so about a 4-yard gain.
So both times, the last 2 plays, he's found his outlet valve in Hall and slowly picking some stuff up. It's after those penalties, they keep preserving the down, so that was still 1st down but on that play. Going to bring up 2nd down and about 8. Two receivers to the right. Hall lined up to the right of Black. It's going to be a screen pass out to Davis, number 5. He tries to scrape through the middle. He does get out.
Kind of gets lost in traffic.
Turns upfield, and he's going to have a big gain here before he's finally pushed out of bounds by Derek Bergeson.
Scraped along that backside and kind of ran through traffic. It was not designed to go back that way. The Knights pursued hard to this near side. and got left a little vulnerable as Davis was able to get far back to the left side, all the way down to the 931-yard line, 1st and 10 for Omak.
33 yards on that play.
What is that, fall incomplete?
Looks
Is that what they're
like,
going to call? I don't think so.
I don't know. Did we get a call?
They're going to...
He's going to set it back down. It's
Second down.
It's second down.
They didn't signal incomplete. I thought it was a pitch. Maybe he fumbled it out of bounds, and then it popped back in.
Do we have a timeout? They're saying it's an incomplete pass. They want the clock to stop. That's
okay.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Under a minute to go in the half. Deer Park leads Montesano 20-3.
Wow.
That is a brewing upset according to the talking heads around the state as well.
3 receivers near side to the right. Black pump fakes, going to throw it to that right side.
Good
has a man
coverage.
in there,
Should
and
be
it's
a
going to be
pick.
caught. Cooper's going to decide, what do I do?
Down.
He's going to stay down.
And that's going to
It's
be
a touchback.
another Valet Transportation turnover of the game. That's the third interception or second? Tyler had one.
At least 2.
Cooper had that one. Was there another one before that?
No, we had a couple knocked up in the air that were close, but I think it's just those 2.
And then 2 fumbles.
Yeah, big interception. That's a deep ball thrown, and Cooper in coverage about 4 inches taller at a minimum than any receiver he's going to be defending, and he's able to make that play. There's an injured Pioneer. Is that the quarterback? It is the quarterback, Black, who's being helped off the field gingerly. And I didn't see what kind of pressure he was under. He launched that ball up in the air, got a little too much air underneath it, and Cooper was able to bring it down for a big interception. Tyler and Cooper have been fighting back and forth all season for the team lead for interceptions, and 5. Each one of them now have 5. They came into the game 4 each, and they've maintained their. So
down on the 1.
they're saying that he caught the ball and he ran into the end zone and got tackled. That it wasn't.
He didn't.
Now the rule is if your momentum carries you into the end zone, then you then you can have a touchback. But if you caught it cleanly in the field of play and went into the end zone and went down, then that's a touchback.
He kind of did a flinch left and right and then just went down. So it's whatever. In a close game, it would be
just
interesting. But
a little over a minute left.
Caleb's
the Knights are just going to run
drive
the ball
forward just under center to give him a little bit of breathing room. Follows his blockers out to the 4-yard line.
Right there, one of the first Pioneers on the tackle. Gain of 3.
Gain of 3.
7.
After that sack on that Caleb had a 6-yard loss on a sack, he's still not into positive yards rushing. Not that he has to be. He has to throw completions.
Caleb going to stay under center. Looks to throw on that right side on a quick slant. Aldo in and out across the 10-yard line. Good enough for first down yardage. Still on his feet. Look at him get out there across the 15.
Nice effort by Aldo. That's his second catch. The ball was on the 4. They're going to spot it on the 16, so that's a 12-yard catch. 2 catches for 30 yards. First down and 10 for the Knights. The clock is running. Let's see if they even try to run a play here. They may let this clock expire. Under 10 seconds. Looks like they want to run a play. And they're going to get it off, but they're going to take a knee.
So that's how this half's going to end. We will take a break and come back with the Washington Fruit and Produce halftime report and likely with a report on the Connell Mount Baker game.
That game might end during the halftime. So
as the Knights will end this half leading 41-6, you're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
day means getting from point A to point B, as in bank or ballet. G for gym, W for work. When what you drive needs tires or service, get to Point S, Tire and Auto, a trusted neighbor with the right tires for how and where you drive, and certified techs to take care of what you drive. So you get to all the points in your day and home again safely. Get to the point. Point S Tire and Auto Service. Expert service guaranteed.
Royal Dairy, dedicated to making the world's best ingredient, milk, for one of the world's greatest companies, Dairy Gold. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Royal Dairy, or check out our website at theroyaldairy.com. At Simplot Grower Solutions, we believe our responsibility to the planet begins right here in our community, where we live, work, and play. Unity and pride drive a winning team of farmers, partners, and Simplot employees who work hard to feed our local communities and the world beyond. It's an honor to support the community that has supported our business year after year and generation to generation. Thanks for your partnership. Check out our website at simplot.com. Navigating the paperwork mountain that can come with hiring a large temporary work crew can feel overwhelming. Taxes, fines, fees, there's a lot to remember. The guys at Rangeview Ag Labor are ready to help you with all your ag labor needs. Picking, pruning, weeding, harvesting, they'd be happy to help. You can reach the Rangeview Ag office at 509-488-5099. Fully licensed and insured, they have services available to farmers all around the Columbia Basin. Rangeview Ag Labor, 488-5099.
From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
Just like Royal Football beats up on opponents, Fielding Law Group beats up on insurance companies. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give Fielding Law Group a call and join a winning team. You've got a friend in Fielding. Go Knights.
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the Knights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Truck Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
Hey guys, Micah Chen here from Cascadia Preps. Looking for the best coverage of high school football? Cascadia Preps is your #1 stop for all things high school football, team rankings, game analysis, and weekly podcasts from around the state. Visit us today at cascadiapreps.com.
Welcome back to the Washington Fruit and Produce Halftime Report. Mike's got some stats for us.
Yeah, I took it upon myself to try to do stats for both teams offensively today. So that being said, let's go through Omak's stats.
Yeah.
We talked about them being primarily a running team. They've had 20 running attempts and 9 passing attempts. Most of those passing attempts came later after they were already trailing by a pretty good margin. So they did hold true. They do want to be a running team, if at all possible. They have a total of 20 carries for 59 yards, so pretty much a 3-yard average. And the lion's share of those were number 11, Tanner Hall, 13 carries for 34 yards. So he's down under a 3-yard per carry average. The quarterback has kept the ball 4 times. He's got 6 total yards. And the other one was a carry on a fly sweep by the receiver Avina that picked up 19 yards towards the end of the second quarter. Both teams slowly making their way back out onto the playing surface and have a little bit of warm-up time, which will give us plenty of time to go through these stats. Through the air, Black has completed 5 out of 9 for 86 yards. 2 big plays are the bulk of that. 25 yard, number 25, Jeremiah Miller. No, that's not who that is. Was it 26? Who was that? I have it down as number 25, but that's not who it was. 1 catch, 45 yards. That was on that first drive, and that was the impetus that got him deep down into night territory. And ultimately, they pay that off with a rushing touchdown by Hall to open the scoring against the Knights. Miss the extra point. They go up 6-0 on their very first drive.
It was 25 that made that 31-yard catch. It was. So he's mostly been lining up at tight end.
And then number 33, Davis, with a catch late, a big 33-yard catch that got them down the field and it got them into decent territory, even though they weren't able to pay that off. So they just scored the 6 points, have 145 yards of total offense in the first half. For the Knights, not that much difference in total yardage, 206 total yards, but that's because they had a short field so often with fumbles and interceptions and those types, and punt returns, those types of things that give the Knights a real short field position. Statistically, just 8 carries for 29 yards for the rushing attack of the Knights, but 2 touchdowns in those 8 carries. 4 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown by Lorenzo Myrick, so 6-yard carry average. 1 carry for 7 yards for Derek Bergeson. And then there was a rushing touchdown on a goal line situation for Caleb Christensen. And so he's got the other rushing touchdown. Through the air, the Knights have completed 9 out of 13 for 177 yards and 3 touchdowns. And there's been 3 receivers that have caught passes, and all of them have had some pretty explosive plays. Aldo Farias has 2 catches for 30 yards. Derek Bergeson has 4 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. And then coming on strong late, Cooper Christensen had a big 37-yard catch to get him to 3 catches for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. So after that first drive for the Pioneers, the Knights came back and scored quickly in short order and then have been able to seize the momentum. That 7-yard run opened the scoring for Myrick with 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first quarter. Then with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first quarter, Cooper Christensen had that catch on a post across the middle. That ended the first quarter, a score of 14-6 for the Knights. Then the Knights come out and score 4 touchdowns in the second quarter, highlighted by a 60-yard interception return by Tyler Allred.
A great run back, too.
Yeah, and then closed out the scoring with 4.5 minutes left in the half 37-yard pass to Cooper Christensen to give the Knights a 41-6 margin. The Knights will have the ball to open the second half as they deferred, won the toss and deferred and allowed Omak to have the ball first. Okay, we are getting scoring updates, and one thing we know is that the winner of this game will now face Connell. Connell upsets Mount Baker 14-9. They had a big interception late in the game and were able to kneel it out and take the victory up in Moses Lake. So that's the one result that we know for sure is that Moses Lake didn't win any games all year.
They played in Moses Lake.
Connell advances with the big upset over Mount Baker 14-9. Very low-scoring game. And in fact, I think that Mount Baker may have scored all 9 of their points first, and then Connell came back and scored 14 unanswered points to win that game. The other games that are still going on, LaSalle and Linden Christian. We're hearing that Linden Christian has taken a 17-7 lead over LaSalle, and then we're hearing that Deer Park is leading Montesano by a score of 20-3.
Receiving the ball at the start of the second half.
Exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. And
good day for the SCAC East, for sure.
There's nothing else going on right now. So the TV crews that are usually here till halftime and head out, they're stayed on to watch some of the second half, and hopefully it'll be exciting for the Knights. I think the Knights are going to have the ball here to open the second half, and maybe the hands team needs to be a little bit aware here because the Pioneers have nothing to lose. We might see something like an onside kick.
And they did. And it's covered well by Avery Ellis.
Not to be prophetic, but that was...
Oh, no, that was Kevin Reyes.
Pretty prophetic, if I say so myself.
He did say something about an onside kick, yes.
Coming from the brilliant mind of a longtime grid kid coach, it just exudes some legitimacy.
Right, absolutely.
1st and 10 for the Knights on their own 48-yard line.
All you guys out there listening, I would love to get an official update on that Deer Park Montesano game.
2 receivers near. Christensen in shotgun will give to Myrick. Skates in and out. Gets good yardage across midfield down inside their 45-yard line. They'll place it about the 45-yard line. A 7-yard gain. 2nd down and 3.
Looked like the outside linebacker had a chance to get Myrick, and he just shrugged him off and kept moving upfield for that 7-yard gain. Great field position to open this half for the Knights, and a good play on 1st down. 2nd down and short, the Knights have the whole playbook available.
2 receivers up top. Keep your eyes there. Christensen will give to Myrick on the left side. It collapses down. Lots
Great
of
blocking by Cooper Christensen.
Out of bounds inside the 30 and just taking him to the bus.
Cooper Christensen is an all-league guy, and it's not just because he can make the big catches over the middle. It's because he can block on the outside edge, too. The ball was on the 45-yard line. They're going to spot it all the way down to the 27, so that's going to be an 18-yard gain. 6 carries for 49 yards for Myrick.
3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Christensen will give again to Myrick. In and out.
Boy, he's hard to bring down, but they are going to get him.
For about a loss of 3.
Yeah, about a 3-yard loss on that one.
Tried to sneak to the short side of the field, overload the right.
But I do like the fact that the Knights here want to work on the running game.
Yeah.
You know, it's primarily a passing attack in the first half to success, and I'm not saying that they're discounting the ability of the Pioneers to come back and make this a game, but as you're looking forward, you maybe want to work on making sure that you're firing on as many cylinders as possible.
Play action, and Myrick picks up a great block. Thrown to Coop, and he's going to catch it. Nope,
ball
falls out of his hand
loose.
right on the end. I'm not sure he was inbounds either.
3rd down.
And
Myrick comes up and makes a great
action.
block.
Barely had time to get his hands back in position and kind of just got run over, but he put himself in a way to stop that rusher.
Hey, look, if you get run over but you do the job,
That's exactly.
Who cares? Picking up that blitz coverage from the outside, giving his man plenty of time to throw that ball, but it is thrown wide and incomplete.
3rd and 13 for the Knights.
4-down territory. The Knights need to pick up about half of this at a minimum. They're going to try to get it all with Derek Bergeson and a good block by Cooper Christensen.
Watch out because he just established himself.
Derek Bergeson is putting on an absolute show.
The Performance Tire Performer of the Game.
You're going to call it already?
Calling it right now.
What he does do is he gets this thing into a running clock situation very early in the third quarter. Ball was on the 30-yard line.
I can't help but laugh at that one. Guerrero set to kick. And he kicks it quick through. Extends the Knights score. 2. It says 46, but I'm not sure that's right. It should be 48. 48 to 6. Knights lead. We'll be right back. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com. So we're into running clock here in the second half. 10:22 left to go in the third quarter. And you'll see that clock begin to run. Guerrero, high short kick. Going to get taken right about the 16-yard line by number 14. I'm not sure what his what his name is. He's going to get it out to the 40. Number 14 is Howie Fletcher.
Ferguson and Marleo on the tackle.
Heavy ball today for Osvaldo.
Yes.
It's not, the air's thick, it's cold, and he's not driving those deep into the end zone.
Got out to the 40-yard line, 1st and 10, Pioneers.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about him enough. We're gonna fit in some time to talk about him. He has taken the, now he's kicked how many extra points? 5, 6 of them? Well, one got blocked.
Oh, that's right.
Right? He had taken a 2 extra point lead in the all-time state record book for extra points made in a career.
Wow.
Last year, he took the number 1 spot for extra points made in a season. And this year, we expect him to also either better that spot or at least come in at the second best season.
Black in shotgun will give to Hall, and he's brought down immediately by Derek Bergeson.
Wow.
Literally just over
Derek
it.
is just
He's
playing
possessed.
lights out.
Possessed. He comes up. He's just playing with an intensity. He always kind of has a swagger and a confidence about him. And today, he's got a fire and an intensity about him.
He's been playing well, so it's hard. It's hard to say that this is like his coming out party.
No.
But my goodness, he's playing out of his mind.
He wants it. You can see it.
Spread the field. 2nd down and 12. Give again to Hall. He tries to get somewhere, but Kevin Reyes
with another tackle for loss
right there. Even just another half. Well, it's probably no gain. 3rd down and 12.
24-7 Linden takes a fairly commanding lead over LaSalle. That game's happening in Yakima right now. They kicked off at the same time we do. They're on the other half of the bracket, so that winner will play the winner of Deer Park Montesano. Last we heard, Deer Park was leading Montesano 20-3 at the beginning of the third quarter.
Play action complete out to Davis. He's going to get popped right at out of
popped
bounds.
and then
That
helped
was,
back
that was Tyler Allred.
After Davis, Cooper Christensen.
Riley Davis on the catch. Forward for about 5 yards.
Gain of 5.
Fourth down and long.
7.
I'm going to guess they're going to go. I don't think they're going to punt.
That's 2 catches for 38 yards for Davis. But they throw the ball to him on the short side of the field, and with the pursuit and athleticism of the Knights defense, they just are able to get to him and limit him to an average gain. And big play here for the Pioneers. 4th down and about 7 on their own 43-yard line.
Motion. They're going to play action to him. Black's looking to throw, flushed out of the pocket, and he just lets it go. It's caught, but a safety valve. That's
Aldo Farias catches him, or tackles him, and as soon as he catches the ball, for a 1-yard gain, it'll be a turnover on downs. So even though the completion percentage is respectable for Black, really not getting any yardage out of it. Who was the one who caught that ball?
Hall, and he's probably his 4th safety
Hall.
valve catch of the night. And all those safety valve catches have gone for minimal or no gain.
Yeah.
Knights
so
take
again,
the ball over on the Omak 44-yard line.
Right, in Omak territory.
Three receivers down the bottom of your screen to the left. Christensen looks to throw on that inside screen, looks to go outside.
Good blocking.
Good blocking. Watch out, and he ain't going to get caught.
Nope, goodbye.
10-5 touchdown, Cooper Christensen. Now, Cooper heard me, I'm sure, declared Derek as the player of the game.
Oh, is that what it was?
And this is what's happened in a couple games, and he's had a great game himself. He takes on another kickoff return or another something, and we might have to start talking about this, but I'm not sure
he's got an
who's going to get
interception
to
on
play at
defense,
what.
too.
He has
Well,
an
that's
interception on defense.
3 touchdowns.
I'll still stick with my
And where was that
opinion
ball on the
Derek
44?
specifically has played just exceptionally aggressive and well today.
We've said Elliott's name a lot today, too, on the defensive side. Flags come out.
Encroachment on the defense.
122 yards on 4 catches for Cooper and 3 touchdowns. 4 catches, 3 touchdowns, 122 yards. That makes
it's all right.
That's his. He's had 16 touchdowns coming in, so he's got 19 receiving touchdowns current status. Derek Bergeson's got 8 receiving touchdowns, but he's also got 3 rushing touchdowns.
Guerrero gets it up, and it's good. 5:54 left to go in the third quarter. Knights extend their lead 55-6 over the Omak Pioneers. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
The Farmers Business Network helps you, the producer, level the playing field by creating unprecedented transparency and competition for your business. We offer direct from the manufacturer convenience and pricing, as well as 0% financing until January 2021 on all chemical, seed, equipment, and operating loans. Be sure to check out our website at fbn.com. Or better yet, contact your local Washington representative, Michael Hebden, at 509.
All right, we're back on green. Hopefully you can find us back again. We just saw that popped off for a little bit there.
It might pop off again. There's really nothing we can do about that.
High kick. Going to get taken right about the about the 14. Hall, a shifty runner.
Boy, he's put in some work today. He's going to need an ice bath tonight. Long bus ride home for
made
sure.
A lot of kids miss, and gets it out to the 27, 28-yard line.
I mean, not surprising that he's an offensive and defensive all-league player up in that Caribou Trail League. And, we always say there's always one or two players on each team. They're like, hey, if that guy lived in Royal, he'd be a real contributor.
He'd be the first one I'd pick.
And Hall is no doubt a guy that would end up being a big contributor no matter what team he might play for. Screen pass out to the right to Avina, and he's going to get hit and
still on his feet, but
trying to stay on
bounds.
his feet. I'm not sure he even goes out of bounds, actually, right along the sideline there. It's going to be a complete pass.
We'll see where they mark it. Few yards.
Going to give him maybe 2 yards.
2-yard gain, second down and 8.
That's his second catch, but for just 6 yards. He had some huge plays last week against Colville, some long catch and run after catches that basically won the game for him. Between him and Hall, they had monster games against Colville, just haven't had that success today. 2nd down and 7.
3 receivers wide to the left.
Pressure coming. Michael Perez on the pursuit. He's got to wrap him down, knock him down, and he gets home with the big sack. It's going to be a huge loss. Probably a loss of about 20, maybe even more. That's going to be...
Black thought he could spin around to the other side, but Michael's got good speed.
It's a 20-yard loss.
Back at the 15-yard line.
So
3rd down,
he had 4 carries
23?
for 6 yards. Now he has 5 carries for minus 14 yards.
No.
And it's a big 3rd down play, as this Knights defense has really flexed its muscle after the Omak Pioneers. It woke them up, I think, after the Omak came out and scored on the first possession of the game. This Knights defense has really been flexing. We're going to have a delay of game penalty. Back judge throws the flag, and that's about a 99% chance that's going to be a delay of game. So instead of 3rd down and 23, you're going to look at 3rd down and 28.
Delay of game penalty. Called against Omak, takes it to the 10. 3rd and 28.
So we know Connell won. They beat Mount Baker. They're awaiting the winner of this game for the semifinals, and that's a bit of a storybook run for them, as they were a 13 seed coming in, and have won some big games over the number 4 seed and the number 5 seed to advance to the semifinals. And so we're waiting to hear a little bit more on the Deer Park Montesano. Keep those scoring updates coming for us there. And last we hear, Linden has a 24-7 lead over LaSalle. If LaSalle were to win that game and Deer Park were to hold on, then potentially you could have had all 4 teams in the semifinals from the east side of the state. As it is, if Deer Park can hold on, we'll have 3 out of the 4, and that'll make things interesting. Punt's going to go out of bounds.
Not going to be returnable.
No, it's going to bounce in bounds. Tyler's going to pick it up.
He's still on his feet inside the 40 to the 39.
I like the aggressive nature of Tyler as a kick returner.
Nice.
And I think you're going to see some subs start to come into the game here and there.
Carter Dorsey coming in. Diego Santillan coming in. Kevin Reyes playing some more offense. Doesn't always play a whole lot of offense, does he?
I guess. Tight end.
No, it depends. I'm wrong about that.
Derek Bergeson's going to come out of the game. I don't think the Knights are going to go. I mean, I think they're going to continue to play. I mean, put in these starters are going to get. Obviously, they've gotten 3 quarters. We'll see how much more coach wants to put them in. But the problem is, you get to the semifinals and you want to make sure that your guys have. Elliott delayed, nearly broke one.
Now, if they would have had
Richter comes across and gets a finger on him to slow him down.
If they could have got the timing just a little bit better on that, you might have seen something big right there.
Just the first carry for Elliott today, and a 3-yard gain. 20-10 now, Deer Park. How much time left in that game? 20-10. Deer Park leads Montesano. So Deer Park has scored a touchdown to draw it a little bit closer, and they're not in a running clock situation.
You mean?
I mean, Deer Park, Montesano scored a touchdown.
Yeah. Deer Park still leads. Give to Elliott. Just follows a mass of people up the middle for a couple more inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line.
3 minutes left in the third quarter. My update guys doing a great job. They want to stay incognito, I think, so we're not going to rat them out.
But he's nice and warm. He's
nice
and warm,
he's in a
I'm
nice
guessing.
warm location. Yeah. He's from in the bunker probably. And so 3 minutes left in the third quarter in that Montesano Deer Park game. Montesano scores a touchdown to draw it within 10. Deer Park still leads 20-10. And if Deer Park holds on, that's going to be considered a pretty significant upset there. Deer Park a number 6 seed, Montesano a number 3 seed, but there was argument that maybe they should be the number 2 seed. If LaSalle loses and Montesano loses, that means the number 2 and the number 3 seed both get knocked out. Connell is the number 13 seed as advanced to the semifinals, and Deer Park potentially number 6 seed on the other side of the bracket advancing to the semifinals.
Third quarters will end with the Knights leading 55-6. We'll take a quick break. Be right back. RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Hard work, determination, team spirit. These are all qualities that put a winning team on the field. And the folks at Saddle Mountain Supply know something about a winning team. For over 30 years, Saddle Mountain Supply has worked hard to provide the highest level of service to the local community. They are determined to offer the best quality products at competitive prices. And they boast one of the top teams in the ag industry, ready to offer a helping hand or timely assistance. From bookwork to fieldwork, from accurate applications to reliable recommendations, Saddle Mountain Supply is committed to using the latest in technology and training to attend all your agronomic needs. Check out our website at www.performanceag.com for the latest in industry trends and market prices. Saddle Mountain Supply at performanceag.com. Quality you can count on, performance you can plan on. Just like Royal Football beats up on opponents, Fielding Law Group beats up on insurance companies. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give Fielding Law Group a call and join a winning team. You've got a friend in Fielding. Go Knights.
Fourth quarter will start with the Knights leading 55-6 and a running clock, so this will be over quickly. Knights now going from our left to right. Two receivers near side to the right. Elliott DeLay, the running back. Long count. You give to him. Breaks that first tackle.
He's
steps out of the second one. He's going to get the first.
It's going to be awful close.
Well, he spun him around right at the end.
Carries it.
They're going to give it to him.
Kamoy McZena, number 24, kind of spun Elliott around right at the last second.
He picks up 4 yards there.
First down, Knights.
He's got 3 carries on this drive. Nothing flashy, just yeoman's work there. Runs up the middle and picking up first downs for the Knights. It's going to be first down, moves the ball to the 29-yard line of the Pioneers.
Dorsing wide to the right. Santillan up top on the left. Again, the give to Elliott DeLay, and it's McZena again on the tackle, but not till Elliott gets down to the 25, a 4-yard gain. Second down and 6.
Gain 4, second down and 6 from the 25-yard line.
Just picking up 4 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards at a pop here. And Knights wanting to, I think a couple things. I think they're wanting to respect the opponent and run the clock out. But Elliott's always a danger to pop one. Double tight end formation. Again, another give, and this time they're going to be a tackle for a loss.
They're kind
as
of
Tanner Hall gets up and he's super pumped. He's, that's a little bit of a.
That might
what do you
get
call
you a
that?
pass play, is what that might get
well, what do you call that? It's kind of a.
I don't know.
I don't even know what to call it.
It's a good play, a tackle for a loss, and they kind of read it well, and they sent everybody. But the thing is you kind of know at this point the Knights are not going to sit there and do any trickery and pass plays. That's why I say it might just get you a 3rd and long and a pass play. Good luck to you.
What I was going to, a little bit of a Bronx cheer. I think he knows the status of the game, and he's showing some excitement, but almost
some pent-up energy there.
Yeah, some pent-up energy, and
they give it to Elliott again. He pops out that left side. He's going to get a first down, and actually Hall flips him over.
And
that's where he could have maybe did the fist pump, because that's a pretty good hit.
Yeah, but it was 9 yards downfield.
9 yards downfield, and it's going to be close to, if not a first down. Looks like.
Are they going to call it a first down?
The other chain guy's not moving, but now he is.
Okay, he's going to get those 9 yards. 6 carries for 20 yards.
Hey, I want to mention
Elliott
real quick, before we run out of time, some other these I haven't been calling it the Sunset Spray scoreboard. Part of it's because I mentally don't want to do it because of the way I say Sunset Spray scoreboard. Napa Auto Parts, another big sponsor of this broadcast. Smulligan's Pizza. Sunray Farms is a long
deep ball, Carter Dorsing,
and it's caught.
He's going to catch that.
Touchdown in the corner, Carter Dorsing, the senior. I think this is his 3rd one this year.
3rd or 4th.
Touchdown.
And if you know Carter's story, you know that he's had a knee injury in this game a year ago, the quarterfinals a year ago. Injured his knee, missed basketball season, made his way back, has been playing some football. hopes to play some basketball, I know, and gets to be used in certain circumstantial places, especially on offense, and has been able to get a few touchdowns this year.
That
Good for
is
him in
the
a senior year.
fifth touchdown pass today for Caleb Christensen.
Yeah,
he came into the game with 38. It's going to push him to 43 touchdowns against just 4 interceptions. Phenomenal season so far, and obviously more games to play for Caleb. So
Stay
great
here.
job.
A few other people: Norwest Ingredients, Simplot Grower Solutions, DAC Consulting, Heritage Farms, and Lawrence Industries are other people that help contribute to this broadcast and get it to you.
Yeah, in fact, Smulligan's, I had one of the Tri-Cities reporters text me earlier today, hey, where can I get some lunch? I sent him down to Smulligan's. He posted on Twitter that it was, and gave them a little bit of publicity. So great food down there at Smulligan's. I'm sure they're open post-game. Go down there and celebrate.
Absolutely, they're going to be open.
Knights with a commanding 62-6 lead. Phenomenal effort for the Knights against these Omak Pioneers. Let's see. End of 3, Deer Park up 20-10, and they have the ball. Deer Park has the ball on their own 40-yard line.
Curl the kick, haul deep.
High boot, taken right about the 12 by Hall, still running hard across the 25.
Jimenez on the tackle.
Again, running clock situation. So normally in situations like this, there'd be a stop clock on the change of possession, essentially, or whatever you want to call it. In this case, the clock continues to run. We're about 8.5 minutes, as you can see on your own screen. But the Knights defense really wants to play well here, finish the game well, and not allow Deer Park to get anything going. As really, the Knights are looking to build momentum into next weekend. We're going to speculate that the Knights are going to go on to win this game, and they're going to face Connell in the semifinals. And I'm going to speculate that there's about 104% chance that game is going to be in Moses Lake next Saturday.
It's right up there with that onside kick called at first of the half. Got a new quarterback in. I want to say that's number 11.
No, 11 is Hall.
Sorry.
Pass attempt.
11 is Hall. We'll see who that quarterback is, but that's
Lorenzo Myrick on the coverage at the safety position breaks up that throw.
Number 19.
Incomplete pass.
19 is not on the
19's
program.
not on the roster. Can't be 19. Look again, Riley.
Okay, I'm trying.
Get it right.
15.
15.
15.
Is,
He's listed as a quarterback.
Feldman.
Freshman, 5'6", 125-pound. Feldman.
Fjellman, however you spell that, and Hall's knocked down by, is that
that's Eddie.
56.
Eddie Jimenez.
Yeah, Eddie Jimenez for a tackle for a loss. And a few subs for the Knights. Diego Santillana at one corner.
Tyler Pearson at the other corner.
24-yard line.
Marcos Espino in at linebacker. He's been playing a lot of offensive line today.
Yeah, Marmolejo, number 51, in at nose guard. So Michael Perez done for the day.
Hunter
Number
Booth.
63, Hunter Booth in there. And getting a chance for these seniors that don't necessarily get to play a lot, giving them a good opportunity to get in there. And these starters
Get
play
Hall on the
great.
right side and a great tackle by, is that Myrick?
It is.
Yeah, the Knights are going to keep their safeties in there, at least for a little bit, at least to finish this series.
4th down and 13.
4th down and long now. Tyler Allred's going to be back on about midfield to return this punt. And we're at the point in the game where on the sidelines for the Knights, some congratulatory handshakes and hugs as the varsity team has put in a great effort against a very quality Omak Pioneer opponent. I said at the beginning of this game that I thought this game would be much, much different than the last week's game against Charles Wright. Omak came out and really kind of punched Royal in the mouth on their first drive, scored. Let's see, Tyler's going to...
Caught.
He's got to
looks
do
like he
something.
fair caught
Did he
it.
do a fair catch? I didn't
did.
see the fair catch.
He did
Okay.
fair catch.
Fair enough, because he had a ton of room to the right side, so that's a sportsmanship decision by the coaching staff to call the fair catch there. But But the net result of this game is going to be pretty much no different than against Charles Wright, and that's a testament to, you might say it's a testament to the offense with the 62 points, but the defense deserves a ton of credit.
Absolutely.
They're going to let freshman, I think I'm going to make sure before I see that.
Well, I don't know.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
Yep. Dylan Allred is going to run in and run quarterback.
Yeah. So the varsity does put in almost 3.5 quarters, and gets a good work in. And let's see, trying to shuffle a few guys.
Just
We're missing a tackle.
tackle.
So J.C. Worsham gets to go back in. He gets the play call whispered in his ear.
Give to Gunnar Livingston, who stood up by number 54 right away.
Sackman. We haven't heard a lot from Sackman.
Haven't heard a lot from Sackman.
All-league guy, but the Knights have kind of bottled him up.
2-yard loss.
31-7. Linden leads LaSalle. So Linden Christian, excuse me. Technically Linden Christian, not Linden. Linden Christian's going to win that game. My guy says he's done watching that game. 31-7. There's no coming back. So LaSalle is going to get knocked out of the state tournament, and Linden Christian is going to move on. They will face Deer Park. If Deer Park can hold on against Montesano, that game's still in the balance. Tyler Allred's going to get tackled by Hall, and Hall,
he's
again,
making a fool of himself right now.
You know, I think he's showing some emotion. I don't think.
Yeah, but
I almost think it's tongue in cheek, is what I'm saying. I almost think it's tongue in cheek.
I hope so. Because do your business and go back is my motto.
But
is he a senior? That's one
he's
thing
a senior.
too.
He's got a football career coming to a close.
I'll back off my commentary.
He's a senior.
As a senior, he knows
this is
likely
a senior.
This is the last time he's going to be playing. He's played great. He is a team. Yeah. He is a player. I don't want to part this game disparaging Tanner Hall at all, because he has played super well. And
going to be a delay of game penalty against the Knights.
Flag on the play.
So 3rd and 15 becomes 3rd and 20 for the Knights, but that clock keeps rolling. It'll roll under 3 minutes, well under 3 minutes before they end up having to get this next play off.
They're down and 20 from the 35.
So the only game that's still in the balance is Montesano Deer Park. Last we knew, Deer Park had a 20-10 lead in that game, and so any of our guys that are giving any updates, keep giving those updates. Maybe I'll see what I can look up myself as well, although we have
I've given
service.
my performance tire performer of the game. I haven't heard from you two yet. Pass caught right on the sideline. Good catch by Luke Bergeson from Dylan Allred.
Dylan, a freshman, but that kid's a player. He's going to be a big part of the future of Royal Knights football. There is no doubt.
To Luke Bergeson, who will be the same going forward. Out to the 48-yard line. So it's going to be a 4th down and about 7. A real makeable distance on this 4th down. The Knights will
go for it.
Go for it.
I'm here. It's been quite some time since the Knights have punted a ball. I don't think they've punted in the last 5 or 6 games. Maybe it's the Connell game was the last time the Knights punted, and that was 4 or 5 games ago. High
Here
snap.
They come. Lots
Dylan
of pressure.
pulls it down.
Throws it, and it's caught.
Beautiful.
Luke Bergeson steps out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
He steps out of bounds, but the clock still runs. He just didn't want to get whacked.
I don't blame him.
9 minutes left in the game. We're hearing that Monty has the ball. 9 minutes left in the game. They're 10 points down behind Deer Park. So that game very much in the balance. Anything can happen in 9 minutes.
You know, Ryan, I think that I'm going to go with you that Derek is my performance tire performer of the game as well.
There's 2 votes, and Simon Cowell can't even change it.
Yeah.
But I am more important than Simon Cowell ever was. Hey, I'll say
lots of.
Caleb had a great game, 5 touchdowns. Cooper had a great game. The guys we can talk about.
Listen, tell me who didn't have a great game.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
No.
Yeah.
Tell me who didn't have a great game. Right? You could give it to the defensive unit as a whole. You could give it to the defensive line. You could give it to a number of guys in the defensive backfield with interceptions. And, I really think the Knights are firing on all cylinders. And it's been great to watch and great to see them move on. But this is what we have. Derek Bergeson with 1 carry, a rushing carry for 7 yards, 5 catches for 99 yards and a touchdown. And then the defense, he played great defense.
Yeah.
Great effort. Didn't give up on any plays. So I will agree with you guys. But like I said, there's nobody that didn't play well, in my opinion. We'll go back and watch film, obviously, and be able to evaluate that. But great
Go
effort.
back and find someone that didn't play well? Is that what?
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily my intent, but yes. I promise I'll come back next week and tell you who didn't play well.
Okay,
if you're still here and listening, listen
Why
up.
would
The
you not
Knights
be?
will win 62-6. But keep your eyes on social media this week because remember, when we get to semifinals and the finals, broadcasts change.
There is a chance.
There's a chance
that we may be involved in the NFHS broadcast,
Right.
the official WIAA sponsored broadcast, and I wouldn't be surprised if we might be involved. See if Deer Park wins. Okay, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on social media. We'll let you know. We're not sure whether we likely won't be doing our standard broadcast. Likely we'll be involved with the NFHS broadcast. And we're going to play the Connell Eagles and also pay attention to see when the official determination is made on date and time for that game. But we think it's going to be in Moses Lake Saturday.
Right. But we're always able to send out our audio feed. You just need to listen in and see what we're going to do because we get to semifinals and finals. It always changes. You got to find that NFHS network and $10 for the subscription for those 2
For
weeks.
a full 30 days, which would give you the next 2 weeks for sure.
We'll keep you posted on that on all social media outlets. Again, Knights win 62-6. Any other parting words, guys?
Nope. Derek Bergeson, performer of the game, amongst a bunch of great efforts across the board for the Knights, but he stood out in an afternoon where a lot of guys stood out.
Knights face Connell next week, very likely on Saturday, and we will be there. Be there if you can. If not, tune in to wherever we end up, and keep your eyes open as the Knights sing their victory song. You've been watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.